This week on Dak and Jew, we are making bread, and not just any bread.
It's from the Bread Bible, and the author described it as the little black dress of bread, and it couldn't be more true.
It's like what you imagine white bread should be when you eat it. You know, it's like soft,
Kind of sweet, kind of salty.
perfectly brown on the outside, smooth on the inside.
Wow, I can't wait to eat this. This is active dry yeast. It's not the instant kind. We need to proof it first.
Perfect. So we have our water here. It's 3/4 of a cup of, it's about 105 degrees. And we actually did temp it because that's an important step when you're dealing with yeast. You don't want it too hot or you'll kill it, and you don't want it too cold or it won't proof.
Some people describe it as lukewarm. I think of it as like too cold to be in a bath, but too warm to drink. So you just sprinkle it on top, and then we'll do a teaspoon of sugar.
And now we're just gonna let it sit for about 10 minutes at room temperature.
Yep.
Okay, so now as you can maybe hopefully kind of see, our yeast is very much alive.
It looks like a cappuccino.
Yum.
Wouldn't advise. And we're going to put it in the KitchenAid with the paddle attachment. You could also use just a bowl and a whisk.
1.5 cups of buttermilk.
3 tablespoons of honey. I'll just be over here.
Not wasting a single drop.
No.
We are also going to add 2 tablespoons of already melted butter. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
It smells so good already.
Next, it's time to add a tablespoon
Woo!
of salt.
Woo!
1 whole tablespoon.
Woo! No wonder we like this bread so much. Damn!
She's salty. We are going to start out by adding in 2 full cups of flour. All right, so now that you have your kind of like really wet dough started, you're going to start adding in 1/2 cup of this all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup at a time. The recipe calls for 6 to 6.5 cups of flour. So we're just going to add until we get the right consistency of dough.
With these things, I always forget where I'm at.
Okay, don't forget, we're at 3 cups.
Okay.
With 2 of us, you'd think that we'd be able to remember. 3.5.
3.5. 3.5. Yeah. I can do some math. Cabo.
The buttermilk makes all the difference with
It
this.
does. Buttermilk is amazing.
All right, so we took our dough out of the mixing bowl because it's kind of past the point of being able to really stir it. We're gonna knead it for about 5 minutes until it's pretty smooth and, as it's described in the recipe, satiny.
And we only added 5 cups, and that's why you want to add it in slowly and then use your intuition.
One of the big amazing things about this recipe is how bouncy and fluffy it is.
Oh yeah, I can use it for a pillow.
I would, honestly.
Same.
Midnight snack and pillow all in one.
Yeah, just having sweet dreams.
If this had been like sticking to Dakota's hands really badly or sticking to the mat really badly, we would have dusted it with about a tablespoon of flour at a time so that it would stop sticking. But this is just kind of another clue that we did actually add enough. What do you think? It looks pretty good to me. Poke it on top, it kind of springs back at you, so Dakota's really built up that gluten structure. In this bowl again, we're gonna grease it slightly. I'm just gonna kind of turn it once to coat all sides with a little bit of oil. Now we are going to let our baby rise for about 1 hour to 1.5 hours at room temperature until this has doubled in size.
In a warm spot.
In a warm spot. Like if your house is cold, put it near the heater. We'll turn the oven on and put this on top of the stove so that the oven heat kind of helps keep it warm. It likes like 75 degrees.
Yeah, or like you could sit cross-legged and put it in between your thighs. This has been sitting for about 1 hour and 45 minutes. It's kind of chilly in here, so it took a little bit longer. And we're just, it's doubled in size. We're just going to nicely deflate it. Like soft, it's squishy, it's plush. It's like the most amazing down comforter you've ever felt in your life. We're gonna cut it in half. Make it even, Julie.
Oh my God, pressure, scoop.
So this was the summer where I had graduated and Julie had a year left of school. I wanted to stay in our college town over the summer.
Because why not?
Because why not? So I was like unemployed because the restaurant that we worked at had shut down. So I was like, Julie, I'm like not gonna have a house. Can I just live in your room for the summer? So we shared a bed all summer.
A room. Dakota had like her own corner. In
She let me have one little tiny dresser with 3 drawers in it in her corner of her room. And I paid her in booze at the end of the summer.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Okay, so these are extremely greased. Like mine is
Really buttery.
It's really buttery.
The more butter, the better. Just kind of like shape them a little bit into a loaf-ish form. I have my seam kind of on the bottom. Who's this been? Huh? You're just gonna take this and plop it into your loaf pan. And then we are going to cover it again with plastic wrap and wait another like 35 to 45 minutes for it to double in size again.
We have our oven preheating to 375, and as you can see, our loaves have doubled in size. They are almost to the rim. Crack an egg, and then about a tablespoon of milk, but we're just gonna use the buttermilk that we used earlier. That's what we have. A little whiskey rooney.
And then this recipe also calls for about 2 tablespoons of poppy seeds.
I feel like I just unveiled a bride. Ooh.
I'm just gonna already envision what the inside of this toast is gonna look like. Yes! Okay. In just a moment, we are going to put these little loaves into the oven. It is now preheated all the way. And we're going to let them cook for about 45 minutes until when you tap the top of the loaf, it sounds hollow and the sides are kind of pulling away from the sides of the pan. So again, another one of those moments where you just kind of have to keep an eye on it when the time draws near and use your chefy intuition. It'll be pretty obvious.
It's like being a palm reader for bread.
Yeah, it's a skill. All right, our loaves have been cooling for about 10-ish minutes and we can't wait any longer because we want to eat them. So we are, of course, making a little bit of honey butter to go on top.
It is soft.
Are you kidding me?
It is spongy. It is the tenderest of crumbs.
You still want the butt?
I will start with the butt and I'll move to the middle.
I like am legitimately beaming because of how happy I am right now.
I feel like I have to wait for you.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, I'm just chomping at the bit.
Oh my God.
Bonk.
Oh my God. I mean, it's so good.
And the honey butter salt combination is euphoric. This is a drug. Like, bring this to Coachella, kids. Holy moly.
So you get that? All those things? Pillowy, fluffy, golden, salty, sweet, sour. Everything you'd want in a piece of bread is right here. Have we convinced you to make this yet?